俺は
国のブンブンじゃ爆上げだ。
And now, BoonBoomger caught in 4K.
How you doing? All right. Should have a seat over in that chair.
And we are back for the proper edition of Boon Violet this week. Also, look, apologies for the late videos as of late, because with work life, Gavu news, and my vehicle's AC going out, it's been kind of hectic. And for those waiting on Gotchard, look, to be honest, I'm likely going to wait until the series is over, because, God, unless you guys really want to hear me complain for like 25 minutes straight, it's not that I'm still not watching it, because if you've been keeping up with the Twitch, obviously I'm still watching it every single week. I'm just not covering it every single week. But yeah, hold on that portion. Anyway, on to the BoonBoomgers this week, as we get a semi-not tragic backstory, action on action, and swords right for the shoving. Tai and the gang try to figure out how Sakito left Earth at 10 years old, and why. Not only that, but also, why is he back? Though on the other side of things, Cannonborg's purpose in calling Sakito out was just to get him back into the Boom Boom fray, and getting that Boom Boom pay. But since they didn't take advantage of that trial offer, they used that Uno reverse right on him. Snatch that card, and that's the new payment plan. Oh, and another death stream is back at it again. See, while this is going on, Tai is out stalking some guy who knew Sakito as a kid. But just as he tries to make his move, Violet Streak appears, moving in on Taya until memory unlocked. While Sakito walked through the woods one day, Chris and Martin saw something strange. Wrong show. Aliens showed up and BoonD was with them, snatching up that kid without a second thought. Kinda sus. They in turn made Sakito into a cleaner, which sounds worse than it actually is. Oh wait, no, it's still pretty bad. But there was one friend that he had when still on Earth, and he's the one that had that rare card. Wait, so he borrowed that kid's card and then moved to space? That ain't a good friend. Look, it reminds me of that time in high school that I let a friend borrow Skies of Arcadia Legends on GameCube, and while borrowing it, he moved! See, and look, this is pre-cell phone era, so I lost all contact, even though he still lived in the same town. And you know how much that game goes for now? I'm not trying to resell it, I'm just saying that collector's value, though. Gone. Oh, so where was I again? Oh yeah, conveniently, the Hashians attacked the guy's place of employment, which of course is near Taya and Sakito, and luckily, that guy has not changed his look in 19 years. You think the Hashians are about to let Sakito slack off? Nope. And even then, he still turns heel and another death stream lays out the beams. Luckily though, BoonD is out here, but he's not enough. So the rest of the Boomgers show on up. And this was the straw that broke Shida Bay's back and gave Sakito all the ammo he needed to jump ship. Who cares about some space thugs anyway? They never did stuff for Sakito. So, he's joining on the Boomgers free of charge and gets a very basic transformation. You know, I kind of expected more. You know, usually when they have that additional member, they do something different to the transformation, but here it's eh. But with that, it's time for the roll call! As the beatdowns with the team-ups do temper that Deathstream blade, but the overload takes control, leaving Yadukar to bypass Rainbow Road and go straight into big mode. Yeah, he ain't showing up. Thanks, John Toei! summoning up original idea Do Not Steal and fusing it with Killer Robo. But Bundrio has the OG on deck, only for it to be not enough as that Rust Blade is remote powered. Outmaneuvered, it's BoonD Flight Mode here to save the day, taking their blade and shoving it right to their tailpipe. In the aftermath, as BoonD gives props to Bundrio, Sakito gives that card back in a worse condition than he got it. But that doesn't matter. You gonna talk about your space journey? Nah? And your friend is just casual about you leaving at 10 years old to space. Really? Okay, alright, I guess there's precedent for that in this world, especially, if the Goanders are indeed part of this Earth, then maybe. You know who also is casual about Sakito's space journey? The ISA. Rating time. So this was the proper introduction of Sakito to the team, and a lot of this episode just felt a little flat for me. The journey to get to making the team took faster than I would have liked, and not as much drama going into things. This, in my opinion, is a little bit of a weaker episode, as the payoffs to the setups just didn't fully work in my opinion, or really the plot thread just felt a little Thus, it's simply just an okay episode, and because of that, it's getting the Car Ranger C. Okay, so let's look at the good things first. As previously, I did mention that Sakito joining the team early could end up spilling the beans on the Hashians directly without needing to do much digging, and Shirabe is taking full advantage of this. I can't wait to see the payoff that we get in less than 24 hours, and hopefully it's good and not just Sakito playing ignorant, as he should give them ample details to lead into making the ISA relevant within the show, because really they haven't been doing anything. Another positive note is the fight choreography, but that's generally just the flow of the show. It's about 1/3 plot with 2/3 of action, and what you typically get is bite-sized narrative chunks within the actual episode themselves. But we did find out one key thing, that Itasha was the fastest pickpocket around before joining up with the Hashians. Which, you know what? Give me the backstory on these trio, and I really want that character study in action. On the other side, man, it kind of sucks for all of y'all that speculated that the guy on Sakito's card was either his dad, his brother, or something related to him, instead of just a card from his childhood friend, or completely irrelevant, or just some guy that he wanted to steal that swag from, which essentially is what he ended up doing. Which, for me, the negative portion of this is just that the instant payoff of said card was a thing this week. Like immediately after it was just introduced. Same can be said with the call Cannonborg made last episode, just being more of a rehiring thing when it came to Sakito's services. But I guess it was all according to plan, since it did serve to temper the blade of another death stream here. I would say that my biggest taken aback is the timeline of events of Sakito getting taken in by the cleaners, since BoonD is already sporting the BoonBoomger's name on him, which implies that this is after his race with Bundrio. So does this mean that Sakito was present during BoonD's racing escapades as a child and should have known Bundrio? No, that wouldn't really just add up. So instead, did Bundrio get his license revoked and leave his old team before BoonD found Sakito? So that kind of means that he lost his license 20 or so years before the events of the show. But when he met Taya, he looked freshly depressed, and Taya wasn't that much younger than he is now. So either there's some time dilation shenanigans, or someone on the production staff is just fucking up. Also, why was Sakito so bummed out as a kid that he decided to leave the world behind and at least not come back to check in on his parents? Unless, the usual Reiwa shenanigans. But look, I did also grab a screenshot, actually this specific footage of the cleaners in the guild, and I tried enhancing the shot to see if I could make out more of these three figures, but the only little bit of it is just the one that's furthest in the front has something slightly visual on it. I just hope that this won't be another Geet situation where the two riders that ended up beating up and defeating Buffa's friend, like, nothing got addressed there. They were just literally just a flashback. Though it is still interesting to see that essentially Sakito's just been cleaning up the messes and getting his hands dirty for longer than he's been on Earth. Hopefully, this is played up more within the character, since I do feel that his turn to being good was just a little bit too soon, and he should honestly be a character that's kind of stuck in the morally gray zone for the time being. Though I do still want to know what kind of dirt and insight we might get into the Hashians, if any. And what the BoonBoomgers and the ISA choose to do with that knowledge. Maybe it does lead to the creation of 119 Boon Red, but we'll have to, I guess, maybe find out soon. But look, those are my thoughts. What are yours? What did you think about this week's BoonBoomger? That card reveal, the added blades of Killer Robo with no real acid change in looks, and will Sakito spill the goods? Anyway, that's it for me. Until next time, I'll see you real boom.